Hey everybody, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make kolaches. So the recipe will be down in the description box so you can see every single thing that I used. So honestly, I didn't even know what kolaches were till about 10 years ago. My husband was in the military, so we lived in France for 3 years and Germany for 2.5. So during that time, we were able to travel a lot. And one of my favorite places we got to visit was Prague in the Czech Republic. And there is where the kolaches have actually come from. So they trace their roots all the way back to the Czech Republic. And historically, that used to be part of, it was called Bohemia and Moravia. So they were split into two different countries. So the word kolache in Czech simply means cake, though these were more like a sweet, pillowy roll than the cakes, you and I are used to in America. They were made from rich, yeasted dough, filled with homemade jams, poppy seed paste, or sometimes they would use like a soft farmer's cheese. And they served them at weddings, holidays, and Sunday gatherings. So they were for like kind of a special occasion. Now they do sell them at every single bakery in Prague, I believe, had kolaches there. And they were very inexpensive. You could find them for 50 cents. And then if you're headed to like more of a high-end bakery, they could be, €2 or something like that. So they weren't just desserts, though, for them. They were really a symbol of like a celebration and community. And in old villages, the making of the kolaches would become like a social event. So the women would gather around long wooden tables and they'd knead the dough and, they'd be gossiping and sharing stories while their children waited to sneak a bite of the warm fruit filling. In the mid-1800s, the Czech and Moravian immigrants brought their recipes and faith over to Texas, Nebraska, Kansas, and Oklahoma. So they settled in small farming towns, and with that came their kolache pans, their old family starters, and it made them have a real sense of home when coming over to the Americas. And it wasn't long before the kolaches became a local favorite at church picnics, harvest festivals, and any type of bake sale that they had. Now, towns like West Texas, which is known as the kolache capital of Texas, still hold annual festivals celebrating this pastry. And I don't know about you, but to me, that just sounds like something that would be so much fun. We are in Arkansas, but traveling over to West Texas is only a few hours. That would be something really interesting to go and see. But as the generations passed, their traditions kind of blended with our Southern charm. And the fillings like the apricot, prune, and poppy seed, while they still remain from their traditional kolaches, we started adding things like cream cheese, blueberry, and even sausage to make more of like a savory dish. So for mine, I will be doing the cream cheese, and I'll also be adding, I'm going to do half with a strawberry jam and half with a blueberry. But that's why I really appreciate these so much. You can really make these your own. And I mean, if you think of the amount of types of jam, like fig would probably taste so delicious. And you can even do a savory and add some like red pepper jelly in there. So we really enjoy also doing like a sausage or a ground beef in them because one, they're extremely easy to transport. So my girls do a lot of sports, and bringing something like this would be perfect because you can just, throw it in the bag. Then they have them there. They can pull out a quick snack and, then get going with their game. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed some of the little backstory of kolaches. I didn't know really any of it until I actually got to live through the experience being there. But That's one of the reasons I really love cultural food so much. You get to learn so much about the people. And I think that is so important in America because we have such different cultures, and I like to bring those kind of things to life. So anyways, as it hurts, the kolache tells a really nice story of heritage and faith and simplicity. And simplicity is something that really is important to me at the One Income Home. It's a lot of proof that you don't have to have all the fancy ingredients to make something special. Just, a little bit of flour, some butter, and a lot of love. And when you guys bake kolaches today, you're taking part of a tradition that's more than 200 years old. And, that reminds us that home isn't always about wealth or ease. It's about gathering at a table, sharing something warm and savory, and just savoring all of the simple blessings that we're able to get. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope you learned something a little bit about history as well. I did while I was researching it. Another quick story is I just recently learned that croissants are not even French. I believe it was Turkish. It's supposed to look like the Turk's mustache, as a matter of fact. So that was a really interesting fact I learned when I was homeschooling the girls the other day when we were going through wars. So just another little tidbit for you. Well, anyways, I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. Let me know if you guys decide to try these kolaches and what you think of the video. I will say that the actual pillowy yeasted dough didn't come out as soft as I would have liked. So I'm wondering if I maybe over kneaded it a little bit. So if you guys do happen to make them, let me know what you think. If you got any tips and tricks, that would be great also. I'm always, in for some constructive criticism. Anyways, I hope you guys all have a fabulous week, and I hope you get to baking. Please subscribe and follow my videos on how to live in the One Income Home, budgeting, baking, and enjoying life. Have a great day.